Welcome to Essence Live. I'm your host, Dana Blair, and these are the biggest stories you're buzzing about today. A fourth man has been arrested in connection with the murder of the daughter of Olympic sprinter Tyson Gay. Trinity Gay, who was a rising track star herself, was hit by a stray bullet earlier this week while in a restaurant parking lot in Lexington, Kentucky. She was just 15 years old. At a vigil for his daughter held on Monday, Tyson Gay told the thousands of people gathered, "I don't want to read in the paper next week about another senseless killing. It has to stop." Does Mary J. Blige owe her soon-to-be ex-husband spousal support? And if so, how much? That's what folks are asking as news surfaces that Mary's estranged husband, Kendu, is asking for $130,000 a month to cover expenses. Yes, I said that. Like $1,000 for new clothes, $3,200 for a personal trainer, and $5,000 for his child support, plus $8,000 for a private chef. Really? Now, to be fair, Kendu was also her manager, so he could argue that he's somewhat responsible for her success. Weigh in, Essence Live fam. Is there a double standard when a man asks his woman to support him, or should Mary just cut her losses and pay up? The third and final presidential debate was actually about the issues. The candidates covered the Supreme Court, abortion, and immigration, and it seems Chris Wallace drew mostly positive reviews as the moderator. But there were definitely still a few WTF moments, like whether Trump is saying bigly, which isn't a word, or big league, which I'm sure, I don't even know if that makes sense. But here's what you thought. At The Real T Marie tweeted, "My first name ain't baby, it's Hillary. Miss Clinton if you're nasty. Ow. Hashtag about last night, hashtag debate night." And even celebrities couldn't resist a little fact checking. Veep star Julia Louis-Dreyfus tweeted, "The Emmys are not rigged. At Veep HBO, at Hillary Clinton, at Real Donald Trump, hashtag debate night." And one more from at Yvette23 Nunez. "Can we please find some new runners for president? Is that too hard to ask?" Well, if you're like Yvette and still don't know who you're voting for or whether you're going to vote at all, our first guest has some things that may change your mind. She is a leader in political fundraising and wants Black women to get out and vote. We're talking politics and the debate next. It's Thursday, October 20th, and Essence Live starts now. Welcome to Essence Live. I'm Dana Blair. Now, I may be the host, but this is your show. If you ever want to sound off, and I know most of you do, right here with us live, you can via Skype or in studio. Just email us at essencelive@essence.com for details. And of course, you don't want to miss today's show. We've got a doozy. Tamara Mowry Housley discussing a possible sister-sister reunion and how she is teaching her kids about race. Plus, cutie Pooch Hall steps into the steam room to dish on his love and relationship style. And we've got the hottest coats to get you through fall and winter. But first, who did you think had the best clapback in last night's presidential debate? Well, let us know in the comments section if you're watching us live on Facebook or use the hashtag EssenceLive. Joining us now via Skype is activist, political strategist, and co-founder of Higher Heights, Glenda Carr. Hello, Glenda.
Hi, Dana. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for joining us here on Essence Live.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Last night was the final presidential debate. Lots of conversation, but what did you think was the highlight of last night's debate?
I actually think the highlight of yesterday's debate was the candidates actually spoke about issues.
I know.
I was live tweeting and I was like, at minute 23, oh my God, is this actually really going to be a debate? Right. So I think, in the last debate, the two candidates finally kind of heard what voters are saying across the country. This is a serious election, and as a voter, I need to be informed, and putting aside a very politically toxic, racially divisive political season, voters want to hear what the candidates' stances are on issues, and then what are they planning on doing if elected to office. So although there were still some tense moments and some interesting phrasing, the candidates in this last debate did at least spend some time talking about the issues that voters, particularly Black women voters, are concerned with.
And your organization, Higher Heights, empowers women of color to become more politically active. Beyond voting, what specifically can Black women do to affect change in our government?
We always talk about that democracy doesn't begin and end on election day. In fact, it actually begins after the election. We need to hold our elected officials accountable on the very issues that they campaign for. But also, Black women's voices need to be heard. So Black women are one of the largest voting blocs. In fact, we are the building blocks to any winning coalition. In 2008 and 2012, Dana, you know we showed up and showed out. Definitely. We voted at record numbers. We voted higher than any other racial group or gender group. If you look at the 2012 election cycle, President Obama won that election with 1.9 million votes. Black women cast 11.4 million votes. So we decide elections, but we also control $565 billion a year. And as you know, we're one of the largest users of social media, which is a medium that we can really shape the national debate. So the question becomes, why Black women have all of this undertapped economic power, political power, yet still we're underserved and underrepresented. So Higher Heights is doing two things. One, we have 19 days to show and prove the naysayers wrong that we are not going to vote in record numbers this year. You may not be excited about the top of the ticket, but there are, down ballot races that deal with our very everyday issues that we need to vote on. But also we need to encourage Black women to step off the sidelines and in fact, run for office ourselves.
Definitely. And it's so important to get everyone out there to vote. Donald Trump has made much ado about possible voter fraud in many major cities, many of which are populated by Black and brown people. As someone on the front lines, what's your opinion on this? Is voter fraud a real issue?
Well, it's interesting that, you talk about voter fraud, but in fact, over the last two cycles, our voting rights have been rolled back. And that was purposeful, done by some opposition. If Black men are voting in record numbers, all of a sudden now there's this, unforeseen voter fraud. So we now need to tighten up our election system. And when you tighten up the election system, what happens is you disenfranchise people. And when you disenfranchise Black voters, you're overwhelmingly disenfranchising Black women. So we are living in the first election post the rollbacks of the Voting Rights Act. So, what I say to that is we all need to, if you see something, say something. Do not leave a poll if someone is turning you away. But you also need to be informed. So follow our Black Women Vote campaign. You can follow us at the hashtag Black Women Vote, or you can go online to blackwomenvote.com. It will give you day-to-day commentary about Black women in this election cycle, but also the things that we need to do to be prepared. Dana, when you fire up a Black woman, she doesn't go to the polls alone. She brings her house, her block, her church, and her sorority. And who proves that for me, every election was my mother until the day she died, called me and my brothers to ensure that we voted in every election cycle. So we need to do what Black women do, is ensure that we are all prepared, that we know what ID we need, where we need to vote, who's on the ballot, who are the candidates that are going to move not only our country forward, but move the African American community forward. So we have 19 days to ensure that we're going to be informed voters and prove them wrong, and that we're going to show up and show out at this election cycle. And
Glenda, you brought up a good point, and I want to touch upon it quickly. If you're at your voting destination and you see somebody's being turned away, what should someone do if they're being turned away, or if someone in line next to them is being turned away at the polls?
There's a couple of things you can do. If you go to our blackwomenvote.com website, you'll find out information about where you need to report. The League of Women Voters has an excellent voter protection program. The Voter Protection Organization has a hotline that I don't want to give the number wrong, but maybe we can look that up and share that a little later in the program. But there is a hotline you can call to ensure that if you see something, that you can report it, and that our national organization and partners across the country will pay attention to if indeed there needs to be an investigation at that poll site.
Thank you.
But also you should mention that every poll site in this country has monitors. So it's also ask the official there if you feel as though something that you're being turned away wrongfully.
Wrongfully, definitely. Glenda, thank you so much for that information. And of course, we will have your website across the bottom of our screens for all of our Essence Live audience, and you can catch it in the replay to find out more information. Thank you so much, Glenda, for joining us.
Thank you, Dana.
Coming up, Tamara Mowry Housley gives us the scoop on what she thinks of the election, working with her sister and raising her two adorable children. But right now, does Pooch Hall like the lights on or off? When it's time, you know. It's time to enter the steam room.
What's going on, everybody? It's Pooch Hall, and I'm in the steam room. What's the last sexy thing you dreamed about?
Strawberries and chocolate by the pool, baby oil.
What's the best compliment you've ever received from a woman?
I like your butt.
What's the sexiest part of a woman's body?
I'm a boob guy because I don't have them.
What's your favorite type of foreplay?
I like my earlobes nibbled on. I do a little nibbling myself. I don't know, I like boobs. They have to be, taken care of.
What's the best song to make love to?
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Let's make love tonight. Oh, sorry. I look excited.
What's something sexy you would whisper into a woman's ear?
I love the way your skin feels.
Where's the craziest place you've ever made love?
Cemetery. I can't wait to do it on a plane.
Lights on or lights off?
Lights on.
Sexy night in or fun night out?
I'll do the fun night out because then when we're done, we're coming back, so it's gonna be a sexy night in.
Hey, I'm Issa Rae, and you're watching Essence Live.
All right, you're watching Essence Live, and I'm your host, Dana Blair. And if you're watching us on Facebook, hey girl, hey, flips bangs. We want to know what you thought of last night's debate. Who do you think had the better clapbacks, Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump? Let us know in the comments or use hashtag Essence Live, and we'll read some of the best responses right here on the show. All right, Kayla, who's checking in already?
So people have a lot to say about the most recent debate. So they're chiming in very early. Claudette Burke said, Clinton has my vote. No way I'd vote for Donald Duck. He's a nutcase. That's what she says. Sylvia Manning says, I can only choose to be offended by someone whose opinion I value. So she kind of left that right there. Trish Almore says, vote like your life depends on it because it does. Andrea Reed says, he's past offensive, he's disgusting. And Carmen Gonzalez says, black and brown need to stick together and vote this fool out.
Well, all right, those are some very good comments. Keep them coming in. Coming up, we've got all the hottest fall and winter coats to get you through those chilly temps that are just around the corner. But first, some of you may remember that we recently went to Los Angeles to visit the ladies of The Real. And the one thing you all wanted to know is how the cast felt about Tamar Braxton's exit from the show. Well, I recently spoke with Tamara Mallory Housley about how she feels about the incident now that the dust has settled a bit. Here's what she had to say.
Honestly, I don't hear from her. I think she's doing her own thing. But I'm just trying to put myself in her shoes. This is probably a very difficult, challenging situation at the time.
Right.
But if I know Tamar the way I knew her, she's not even worrying about it. She's like on to bigger and better things in her head. And as long as she is happy and she is thriving and she's being that Tamar that I knew her to be, I wish her much love and much success, honestly, but neither of us have heard from her.
Okay.
And that's that.
It's a creative transition.
It is a transition, and if I'm honest, it was a transition for everybody because in all actuality, and this is probably the last time I'm going to say this, because it was her wish for us not to talk about her anymore. That was her wish. We had no idea what was happening, and we were affected by it as well because we saw her as our friend, our sister.
That's understandable.
And I know I can speak for the girls. We wish her the best.
Definitely, that's understandable. Additionally, when we met, you mentioned that you and your sister might be doing some more TV work together.
Oh,
Any
yes.
more tea you can spill on that? Because your fans definitely want to hear on Essence Live.
Oh my goodness, you guys. I can't really say much.
Okay.
But all I can say is that your wish, 99.2% will be happening.
Okay.
We are having meetings and coming together to think about how we can get a sister reunion to happen. Because we hear about it all the time, and T and I, we love our fans, and we want to make that happen. We talk to the rest of the cast. They're all excited. So now it just, fingers crossed, we just need a home.
So Tamara, now that you have season 3, you're working on your new projects with your sister.
Yes.
And you have so much going on. How do you balance your busy work schedule and mother?
Girl. I know I have two little ones now. Naturally, it's just an adjustment, especially after the first one, you kind of know what you're gonna go through. So with the second one, I kind of have a little bit more of a grip on my chaotic schedule, which I'm so happy you brought up that question, because I'm really excited to be partnering with Total Wireless. And basically Total Wireless is just an affordable wireless service that helps moms just stay connected with their family, and it also just gives them the confidence to be that total boss mom.
What's your mom style versus your auntie style?
Oh, auntie style, I want to spoil the heck out of Cree. Like when he comes over, sure, you can have candy, sure, you can have French fries. You can have French fries for breakfast, lunch,
Tia
and
loves
dinner.
that.
Yes, but of course Tia's like, oh hell no. And then, you know, I'm a mom, so I know that if it was vice versa, I would be like, Tia, what the hell are you doing? You can't do that. What are you doing? But I don't know. I feel like it's my job.
Now you say that you're a traditional conservative, if you will.
Yes.
What's your take on what's happening in this election as we're getting so close to the big day?
This is what I would like to see happen. I would like to see us talk more about the plans and the policies you're going to put in place, not a big boxing match. Okay, I get it. You don't like her. She doesn't like you. Now let's talk about what we're going to do.
And now we have gender issues that are right at the forefront. We're talking about Trump's comments. Have you guys discussed this, or what's your personal take on that?
Just in general about what he says?
What he said recently, and his viewpoints on women specifically.
Well, I think I would be an idiot if I didn't say what he says is just ridiculous.
Because he's trying to pass it off as just like locker room talk, like words.
Well,
are
this
just
is the
words.
thing. I can say this. My husband actually was in a locker room for a very long time. He played professional baseball. And I asked him, I said, Adam, is this traditional locker room talk? He said, no, Tamara. Like, guys, the way he started off, yes.
Right, a little banter, a little.
Yeah, like, oh, she's hot, her legs, you know, wow. Like, ooh, beautiful. But when you're talking about forcing yourself on someone, and talking about how you, just because of who you are, you can do anything that you would like to a woman, that's when you go a little bit too far. And, you know, for me, this is how I am going to vote. And that's in regards to both of them. I'm going to focus on the issues and the policies that are important to me, and I'm going to base my vote on that, because I think never before I read in 30 years that a lot of people are just like, huh?
And race is also a big topic of conversation in this election. And you've been very vocal about being biracial, about the criticisms you've received about your choice in husband and that sort of thing. Your children are very young right now, but what do you plan on teaching them about race as they get a little bit older, especially in this world?
I pray, and I read this maybe 3 years ago, on the cover of Time magazine, they say that majority of people are going to look like my son and my daughter, because a lot of people are mixing now, which I find very interesting about the racial tension that's happening, because statistically, 1 in every 10 marriages right now is an interracial marriage. So it shows you that the millennials and the Generation X generation, we're moving forward. A lot of the times when people act that way, it's because of ignorance. And you have to educate them in return in a positive, loving way. It's always easier said than done. But I've learned in my life, when I fight back with love, that's when you're gonna see a more more positive change. And that's how I've lived my entire life. You know, there are people still who talk about, oh, Tamara, you think you're white because you married a white man. Do you realize how dumb that sounds?
It's ignorance. It's
like,
ignorance. Yeah.
Really?
It's ignorance.
I have a black mama, and I am very proud of who I am. And when I married my husband, I didn't see color.
You fell in love.
I fell in love with him. He wasn't even my type at first. I was like, who is it? Oh, and it got me. Do you see what I'm saying? So.
I'm a Lethal Weapon fanatic. I love the franchise. Once I read the script, there was no kind of skepticism on my part. I knew it was going to be great and that people would love it and the fans would appreciate it as well. So my character on Lethal Weapon is Trish. She's a high-powered defense attorney, and she's a mother, she's a loving wife, and the thing I love about, even just about Trish, is that she's able to balance it all, and I think everybody out there can relate to that, because a lot of women are working, a lot of women are also following their dream, and I think it's important to see this character on television, this person who, I like to call her the Michelle Obama of television. She's a woman who's doing it all and able to balance it all, and I think it's a great example for people to see. So working with Damon Wayans is laughter. If I would put one word to it, I would say laughter, because he has us cracking up all the time. And there's so much on the cutting room floor because you can't use it. And so one of the things I had to do even for my character is to have Trish fall in love with him because of his humor. So when I'm laughing on set, it works. They don't have to cut it. Or when he's trying to crack me up, I'm saying, no, this is a serious moment. Stop joking. And I get to do that in character because it works. So it's a pleasure working with him.
So we need our shoes.
Of course we need
well.
some shoes. Which ones should I grab for these?
Let's go with the flat sandals.
Okay.
A nice nude sandal, comfy. You don't want anything too cumbersome, so we're gonna put those in the bottom.
Now, is there like a shoes on the bottom, shoes on top type of tip?
I say shoes on the bottom.
Okay.
Shoes are always gonna take up so much space, so you wanna put them on the bottom, let them anchor your bag, and then everything else kind of just gets in where it fits in.
Okay, I heard that. Welcome back to Essence Live. I'm your host, Dana Blair. Fall is in full effect and winter is right around the corner, so you know that means chunky sweaters, sexy boots, and coats, and more coats. Some runway trends from this year's Fashion Week included fabulous capes, statement furs, military-inspired jackets, and unfortunately an expensive price tag. But don't worry, because here to show us how to get those runway looks for a much more affordable price is Essence fashion assistant, Avon Zorsi.
Hey, boo.
Hey, boo, welcome back.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
Yes,
okay,
I love it.
I love all of these trends.
Yes.
How do we rock a runway look in real life?
So it's easy. You see what comes on the runway, you take notice of Fashion Week, and then you just go online to your favorite retailers, look for the discount price, and then also those retailers that sell for cheaper.
Discount price.
Yes.
That's the key word, everybody. Okay, so we are going to get started because you have some yummies for
Yes.
us today. So the first trend to splash the runways was patent leather. Designers like Isabel Marant, Lanvin, and Prince Schuler all featured coats with this bold material. Avon, tell us about our first model's look and how to pull it off.
Yes, here we have Dawn. She is rocking a Zara biker coat with contrasting
Dawn.
patent finish. And it's not full out patent leather, it's on the sleeves and it's on the epaulets, and she's giving it to you nice for the workwear.
This is really cute. And I like the zippers too. It gives it a little edge.
Yes, the zippers give edge. Again, it's like a biker look and a biker feel, but she can wear this into the office and she can also take it and go into the night.
Can you do all patent leather?
Yes, if you're the fashionista that's bold and you want to give that full patent leather look, go for it. But if you're kind of tame, this is a jacket for you. It's right on the sleeves. It's just a touch of the patent leather trend.
So if you do a full patent leather coat, don't you come in here with a full patent leather pant?
If you do full, girl, if you do full patent leather, do a jeans to dull it down with a nice sneaker or a nice shoe.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And how much is this coat?
This coat is $149 at Zara.com.
You better be affordable at one of my favorite places.
Yes, we love Zara.
I love Zara. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Dawn.
All right, the next trend we have is the cape. Designers like D Squared, J.W. Anderson, and Marnie had models strut their stuff, rocking traditional and unconventional capes. So let's take a look at our next look.
Yes. Next we have Lanisha.
Yes,
She's wearing the cape trend. She's slaying, but it's also the fur trend as well, which was huge on the runways.
Right, it's a two
So
for
here
one.
she has Coalition LA Together Forever shawl. And it's something that you can do when you're going out on a date night with Bae, or if you're going out with your girls for drinks at night.
And I noticed this cape has pockets.
It does.
So you can put like all your
you can
numbers.
put your cell phone. Put your cell phone in there, your lipstick. I mean, it's perfect. You don't have to go all out with the full-length fur. It's a cape, and you just throw it on over your outfit.
Now, can you layer a cape with like another coat, or is that a no-no?
I wouldn't say layer. I would just do the cape, put on a nice outfit, make sure it's warm and snuggy underneath, and then the cape does all the talking for you.
Got a top cape.
Yeah.
And what's the retail price for this?
This retail price is $82.
Oh, you can't beat that.
CoalitionLA.com is a perfect price for a perfect night out.
You can't beat that. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Lanisha.
All right, next up we have Tibby, Burberry, and Tommy Hilfiger were just a few of the designers who featured our next trend, military-inspired coats. Avon, tell us about this next look and where can we get it?
Yes, we have Tiara, and she is wearing a coat by The Limited. It's an oversized pea coat, and it's perfect because it's military, but it's not too much.
Yes.
The cut is military, and it's a twist because of the plaid. The lapels are military, very strong, very bold.
Right, right.
You wear this with your jeans and sweater, and you're good to go.
And I love this coat. I love the colors, but I also love the whole just kind of like tossing it over the shoulders.
Yes. Yes.
How do you keep that on?
It's magic glue.
It's magic. Voila.
You know, you just make sure your outfit underneath is perfect and snug underneath, and you just throw the coat over top, and you just tug it, bring it on the shoulders, and this is $200.
Oh, that's perfect.
$200.
And so it's the cut that makes it the military.
Yes.
And so $200. And you said, where's this from?
The Limited.
Perfect.
Limited,
Perfect.
yes.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Tiara.
Okay, you have one more trend for us? Yes,
we do.
All right, and that is the oversized coat, my personal favorite. Designers like Isabel Marant, Marc Jacobs, and Public School feature this hard-to-pull-off trend. And I only say it's hard to pull off because sometimes if you go too big, it looks like you stole your man's coat, which I do all the time.
Right.
Or it's just like you're being a little sloppy. So
Right.
tell us about this next
We
one.
have Tyler. She is wearing the oversized bomber, and it's a great color, the gray, and it's a Faith laced-up detail bomber from Boohoo.
This is amazing. Oh,
Now,
look at
if
the
you look
back.
at the
Now,
back,
see,
yeah.
that's what it's all about.
See, that shoestring lace design in the back is what sells the coat. So when people see you from a distance, they're like, "Ooh, that's hot." And you know, and it's a great price. It's only $45.
Only $45.
$45 at boohoo.com.
So we can leave this jacket here and that's gonna come out your budget?
But we can make something happen.
I'm just
Right,
saying,
we
I'm
can
just
make
saying.
it happen.
And now, can you wear the oversized look in like bright colors, or is that a no-no?
You can do bright colors, but it's fall, winter. So you don't want to be too bright, you know what I mean? And you want to make sure you get this in your size. You don't want to go too high in the size range.
So get your
because
size.
it's perfect. They've already designed it to be oversized.
Perfect.
Yes.
I love this look. This is absolutely amazing. Can we have all of our models come back out for one final look?
Yes. They all look amazing.
Because they're all very different personalities, right?
Yeah, different personalities, day to night, and affordable prices.
They look absolutely amazing. So to recap, we have Dawn rocking the patent leather trend. Lanisha showed off that fabulous fur cape. Tiara had a military-inspired coat with a twist. And Tyler rocked a super cute oversized bomber. Thank you so much, ladies. Avon, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And you're welcome back
Yeah.
anytime, right here on the Essence Live. All right, ladies, which of these coats are you ready to rock this season? Let us know now using the hashtag Essence Live or on the Facebook. We might just shout you out. And speaking of fashion, here's Essence's fashion editor, Joy Lee, with tips on how you can look fabulous in flats. More Essence Live is coming up.
Hi, Joy Yee here, your fashion editor at Essence Magazine, and I'm gonna show you how to look hot without heels. Slides are in this season, so don't be afraid to add a pop of color to your wardrobe. Flats with strappy details add a little zhuzh to the basic flat. Ladies, don't be basic. I just can't moonwalk. Did you know you don't have to wear high heels to the office? Sneakers are everything with a pencil skirt. Next time you go to pick up those pumps, put them down, because you can look hot without heels.
You're watching Essence Live. I'm your host, Dana Blair, and it's time for our Black Girl Magic Moment of the Week, which goes to 6-year-old Heaven King and her mom, Tian, who just nabbed their own reality show with Verizon's Go 90 platform. Now, know what you're thinking. Another reality show, but this one is sure to be different. It'll follow mom Tian and daughter as they manage Heaven's growing dance career. And if you haven't seen Little Heaven dance, you are missing out. This video she did has over 178 million, yes, million views on YouTube.
Now watch me whip, kill it, watch me nay nay. Okay. Now watch me whip, whip, watch me nay nay. Can you do it? Now watch me, ooh, watch me, watch me, ooh, watch me, watch me, ooh, watch me, watch me, ooh, okay, ooh, okay, ooh, watch me, watch me, ooh, watch me, watch me, ooh, watch me, watch me,
All right now, Heaven, I'm with you. Get it? Raising Heaven premieres Monday, October 24th on Go 90. And remember, you can watch all of this Essence original Black Girl Magic documentaries anytime at essence.com/blackgirlmagic. Now, I have to shout out Oni Wilson McKnight. Hey, Oni, who is watching and loving us on Facebook. Hey, girl, hey, we see you. All right, now, Kayla, what's going on, girl, in the world of the Facebook? What are people saying out there? Are they talking Trump and Hillary, or are they talking Kendu and Mary?
Well, the Donald Trump comments have not stopped since it started. All right, so Cherie Reese says, any woman with any sense should be offended, including his thirsty wife. She said that.
Dehydration.
She went there. Lorraine Stroman says, I was more offended when he labeled the inner cities as places that were full of uneducated, unemployed killers. I have no problem being a nasty woman towards him.
Let him know.
Suzanne Coney wanted to talk about Mary J's divorce.
Of course. Go ahead, Suzanne.
She said, Kendu has lost his mind. Shame on him. He doesn't want to try and take care of himself. I don't know what went wrong with the marriage, but you're just being greedy. Men, wow.
$130,000 a month. I mean, come on, that's a lot.
For the chef and the, what else do you need? I don't know.
And his personal trainer.
And his kids from another marriage.
You're not going to be getting fined on my dime, Kendu.
I say no.
All right, thank you so much, Kayla, and to all of our guests, Tamara Mowry Housley, Pooch Hall, and everyone who joined us, and of course, you. If you missed any of today's show, you can catch the replay shortly on essence.com and see all of our videos on our YouTube page. I'm Dana Blair. See you next week. Bye.